Hello, I'm Rowan from the Tile Hub, and today we'll be going through Camera Bag 1. Camera Bag 1 has the Sony A7IV, which I recommend using to cover any video or photography during the events, interviews, or anything else that you might need covering. I've prepped this bag, so let's go through it and find out what's inside. But first we're actually going to show what's inside the A7 box. So opening this box up, you've got to be greeted with the various paperwork that comes with the Sony equipment, so this is warranty forms and other advertisements for pieces of their kit. Now opening the main box, we have the camera strap. This can just be connected to both sides, so you can use it for photography. We also have the various charging cables. So we have a US plug as well as a European plug. And also, if you need to charge via your computer, there is a USB-C cable to a USB cable. To go with the USB-C cable, there's also an adapter. You also have the primary battery. Please note that this Sony A7IV only comes with one battery, so you will need to buy more batteries if you intend to use this for long periods of time. I'd recommend doing it because you always need more batteries on a shoot. And then you have the main body. Also note again, there is no SD cards with the A7IV, so you will need to buy SD cards in order to operate the camera. So that's everything that comes inside the box, but as you can see, we don't have a lens, so we brought two lenses and we'll just go through those in their boxes now. So the first lens and the more general lens we have is the 24 to 70mm lens. I'd use this for pretty much anything. It's a great lens for shooting long stuff or close stuff. So inside the box we also have instructions, so just how to attach the lens, and you've got these in various different languages, as well as the lens warranty. So removing all the plastic, we will have a nice looking lens, and you can attach this to your camera. To note, the lens also comes with both the lens cap, the rear lens cap, and a sun hood. Lenses are a very important piece of equipment, and it's very vital that it doesn't take any damage, so we brought a lens carrying bag and we recommend you do the same just so it protects the lens in case it gets damaged. The other lens we have is the 70 to 200mm lens, which is a very far lens. It's great if we're shooting conferences at the back of the hall. So just like the other camera, we have all of the Sony information, and then we have the main camera as well as the sun hood. And just like the previous lens, we'll also need a bag to keep this lens in so it keeps nice and tidy, as well as keeping it safe from any harm. So we just brought a pouch from Sony, and we just keep the lens in that. Now I'm going to move over to what we keep inside of our camera bag, as well as some general camera operation tips and tricks. So upon opening the camera kit, you're going to be greeted with three different sides. We're just going to ignore these two items to start with. I'm going to move straight to the bottom of the bag. Inside, you're going to find the Sony A7IV. This camera is an amazing DSLR as well as a video camera. It shoots 4K. Please refer to the A7 video that will be created later on. It will just show you some quick introductions to the camera itself. Important thing to note before taking it out, if you open up the slot, you'll find the SD cards. The SD cards are what allows the footage and photos to be recorded to the camera and then later exported into the computer software. As well as on this camera, at the bottom, you'll find the battery compartment. As you can see, there's a battery in there already, which is very useful. We do contain more batteries. These will need charging, and we'll go over the charger just in a moment. So yes, that's the A7IV. Moving over to the two items that I placed at the top of the bag. First of all, we have the charger. This you just plug into a USB slot on your computer, or you can plug into a plug socket if you want. I'd recommend a plug just because you get a few more amps. And this just untangles And all you do is you take your battery, plug it in the top, and you'll see a symbol at the bottom when it's charging up. The next thing is a battery and an SD card case. Now, a tendency not to store SD cards in here just because they're normally inside the camera. But as you can see, the other two batteries are located in here. The next item on the agenda is the 24 to 70mm lens, which is located on the right side of the bag if you'll open it up outwards away from you. Inside here, you'll see a camera case, camera lens case. Open this bad boy up, and there's the lens. Now this lens is really good, it's really handy, really useful. I would recommend using this on pretty much any project you're going into. This is great for interviews, it's great for covering conferences. I'd recommend using it. It's quite a close, I wouldn't say a close lens, but it's one of those lenses where you don't have to be miles away to use it, unlike the other lens that we have. So definitely a lens to play around with, try it out. I'd recommend using it. Yes, again, if you refer to my A7 video, you'll be able to see how to attach and a little bit about the different lenses. The next lens in the bag, if it's on the left side, is the 70 to 200mm lens. Now this is more of a telescopic lens, which is really cool, but it's also really heavy. So there are some other components to this, which I'll be showing off in the A7 guide. I'll just show it to this camera. Now this lens, what I would use it for is if you're at the back of a conference hall and you're not using the other camera, is whack this onto the A7, and it's more like a telescope, so you can shoot from really far away, and it will just help you cover your events. Yeah, again, it's a cool lens. I wouldn't say it's very practical for day-to-day use, but if you're needing to record something far away or there's lots going on, and you're on the other side of the hall, whack this one on and shoot with it. One thing to note with this one, unlike the other lens, on this camera, if you're mounting to a tripod, you would attach it to the bottom, there's a little screw. On this one, the lens is actually heavier than the camera body. So there's a base plate at the bottom, you just screw it in here and slide it on the tripod, and away you go. We're going to next be taking a look at the Rode mic kit. This is the Rode Mic Wireless Go. I am well impressed with this, and it's definitely something that you'll need to learn, but also something definitely really cool because it removes the clapperboard from film production. So inside, you'll have three little devices inside and some fluffy mics. First one we're just going to take a look at is the transceiver. So you put this one with the little LED screen on top of your camera and then plug that into the camera and set up your mics. Then you've got your two microphones. So 1, 2. You can tell these are microphones just because the top's different. They've got like little meshes on top for where the microphones go. I'll just lay them flat, and then you've got 3 fluffy mics that come like this, that are just in the bag, as well as a quick how-to guide. Although the how-to guide isn't very helpful, so I'll be covering that in a Wireless Go 2 video. These fluffy mics can also connect on, so if you just press down and twist, they should clip on just like that. So if you're not using the external lapel mics, you can just use one of the fluffy mics instead. And all you do with this then, just clip it on like I've got with this one here. The next thing that goes along with the mic is we have 2 sets of lapel mics, which is the fancy little thing I'm wearing just up here. These are in waterproof cases, which are really good, really helpful. Like I said, you've got 2 of these and you've got 2 mics. Yes, again, I'll be covering this in the Wireless Go 2 video, in case you need any support with this. Inside you'll find the actual lapel mic, which is a case of wires. It's just a box of wires here with a strangulation warning on. This is your actual microphone, so you'll need to connect this into the top of the mic. And then you've got another set of fluffy mic, as well as the clip and the normal microphone for indoor use. That's just found in this little plastic bag that's just in the side of the case. So that's the other item. To use with this, there's also the charging cables for the wireless 2s, as well as the 3.5mm audio jack. So I'll just pull one of these out. I'll pull out the 3.5mm jack first. 3.5mm jack is this red cable, and you'll need to plug this into the receiver There's a little 3.5mm jack on the side. You can't see it now, but we'll go in more depth in this in a future video. You plug this in, and then you plug that into the top of the camera where the microphone slot is, and away you go. The other set of cable, there's 3 of these. You've got one for each part of the device. These are just your charging cables, yet again, USB, so plug it into your computer, plug it into a plug point, plug the USB Type-C into the microphone or the receiver, and just let that charge. What happens is you get a blue light that pops up on here when it's charged, and on the screen on the other one, you'll actually see that it's charging. So they're your microphones, which I think are really cool, they're really useful. There is another microphone that we haven't received just yet, or we're gonna wait and see if we can invest in one, just because with these ones, if you plug them in, you don't get any camera audio, it's only from the microphones, where if you're covering an event, they potentially won't be quite useful because then you lose a lot of the sound. But when they're doing the interviews, they're amazing because you're trying to reduce what sound you can hear, you only really want the participant. So these microphones are amazing. So the last thing in the bag, which, you know, it can be useful, might not be. If you're inside, it shouldn't matter, but if you're outside transporting kit, you will need to whack on is the rain cover. It's just located on the side pouch here, and you just unbox that and wrap it around the bag, and it should just be waterproof. But to be honest, if you're inside or you're close to the entrance, you should be fine without it. It's just if you're making extended journeys, whack this on the bag. So that's everything in camera bag 1. Like I said, this is an amazing kit. I really enjoy the camera. The audio devices are brand new to me and I'm still learning them, but so far I've had enjoyment in using them. I think it's a great camera for covering events or pretty much anything you want to do. There's a photo mode, there's a video mode, there's a slow-mo mode if you're really interested in that. I'll be covering more of these in the A7IV video that I'm just gonna create soon and then upload. So tune in for that if you want some more guidance. Thank you for watching.